Hello, everyone. Welcome to another live vlog. I am Prof Sales, and you're here on the Prof Sales YouTube channel. So I wanted to take a few moments to talk to you guys about a few things that are going on tonight, as well as in the near future. So hopefully this will clear up a couple things. A couple things I need to. Oops, sorry. Let me make sure I pause that. There we go. So yeah, a few things are going on tonight, and I just want to give you guys a quick update. Contest winners. I've heard from one contest winner. I did not hear from the other one. So I heard from Tacey, but I did not hear from the, I think it's 0163 was the number. So I'm not sure if that's male, female, don't know. So if you're out there and you're listening or you know who that is, send them a message, say, hey, shoot Prof Sales an email, and we can maybe set up a coaching hour and see what we can do. The second thing is tonight on Revenue Wrap, we have Margaret Collier, who is Texas Gal Treasures. She was gracious enough to agree to come on. My previous guest, Ronnie Hart, had been he actually had a commitment that came up. He could not change. So we will reschedule Ronnie for sure. He owes me and he knows it. So if you're listening, Ronnie, but in all seriousness, no, we'll definitely have Ronnie back on the show. But I'm excited about Margaret coming on. She was on the list of people. I kind of have this list of resellers. I'm thinking, man, I really want to get these people on the show and pick their brain and let you guys pick their brain and just, see what you can learn from someone who does it a little bit differently. Margaret has a lot of experience in reselling. She's on multiple platforms. She, I don't know that she has a specific specialty in terms of what she sells, but we'll get into that more tonight. She has a very successful YouTube channel. It's grown quite well in just a short amount of time. And she's also friends with Tanya, who we had on last week. And I believe they live in the same part of the country, maybe even the same city. I'm not totally sure on that. But tune in for Margaret tonight at 9. Should be awesome. I mean, guys, you learn something from everyone. The chat room is open, so if you guys have comments, I'm not sure if it takes a moment for the chat room to sort of pop up on these Hangouts. It doesn't, for whatever reason, sometimes it doesn't start going right away. So I'm just going to type a hi message over there. Just you'll see it pop up. So I did a video earlier today about haul videos, although that's not really what it's about. It's really about where you find your inspiration, but I ended up talking a lot about haul videos. So hope you guys are enjoying that video. It'll probably be a little controversial, I'm sure, in the reseller community, because I know a lot of people love haul videos. And I just want to say, for about the 10th time, I don't have anything against haul videos. I just don't find them an effective way to learn how to be a better reseller, or how to, find items and so on. I just don't think they're effective for that. They have their place, but if I was, trying to teach someone how to resell, I wouldn't use that particular format. I just don't think it's as effective. But, the video is really about inspiration and where you get your inspiration from. So please listen to it, keep an open mind to it. Check out the entire video. It's called How Do You Find Inspiration, not how do you get inspiration, how do you find it, because it's probably already inside you. Tina says, hello, love your videos. I've watched quite a few. Thank you very much. That's very nice of you to say. I appreciate it. One thing I wanted to share with you guys today was some feedback I got, and you see the title of the video is Tough Feedback on eBay. Now, I've talked about this subject before, and I hope you guys will appreciate this like I did. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I have a little congestion. But I received some feedback today on eBay that was tough. And, I'm a pretty, I guess you're what you call a pretty experienced gene seller, but you cannot anticipate every single situation to come up. You can't anticipate what everybody does know or doesn't know about genes. So here's what came up. I'm going to read you some feedback I got on eBay today. I received this feedback today, and then I'm going to tell you what happened after that. So this is a feedback from an eBayer. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you who it is. And this person has, by the way, the 100% positive feedback as a buyer. So this is not someone who complains all the time and makes stuff up and just tries to give sellers a hard time. I have no reason to believe this person is that. And they have a lot of feedback, and it's positive. So here is what my buyer told me. This is the message I got probably about, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 hours ago. It said, I received the jeans today, capital letters, not as described. I am attaching pictures showing flaws. The listing clearly states no obvious defects or flaws. You fail to include pictures in listing of damage to jeans. The listing pictures do not show the flaws in the jeans. I am asking for a full refund because item was grossly misrepresented. The pictures in the listing do not show the numerous flaws in the jeans. The pictures in the listing hid damage of jeans. I will not pay return shipping fees for a mistake made by the seller. Your prompt attention is appreciated. I don't know if you guys have ever gotten any feedback like that, but man, that's tough to take, isn't it? I mean, I have not gotten a feedback like that in quite a while. Now, I went in, I started thinking about it and I thought, man, what is this lady's problem? Because she has a name that would lead me to believe she's a female. But yeah, brutal. Yeah, I know, right? That's pretty brutal feedback. So I pulled up the listing and she did send me photos, and there were some distressing marks on the jeans that were not visible in some of the photos. Okay. So I started thinking about, I don't know who I'm dealing with here. This could be someone who's not as familiar with what distressing looks like on jeans. I could see how if you were not really up on distressing and what that would look like, you might think these were flaws. Okay. And the way I photographed jeans in this particular case, I did not catch some of the distressing that was around the knee, and the distressing around the cuffs. It was a little tough to tell exactly how much there was. So I kind of saw her point. But I got to tell you, my first reaction when I get feedback like this, guys, is probably your first reaction. You get defensive. You get defensive. You want to say, that's not true. You're just lying. I would never misrepresent something. I don't know why you think that. Blah, 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 blah. And guess what? None of it matters, guys, because this is just what she thinks. So after about 10 minutes or so of thinking about this, I decided on my response. And here's my response to this person. Hello. I am sorry to hear you are not happy with the condition of the jeans you received. We make every effort to accurately describe the condition of our items, as you can see by our feedback, which is good. I have a 99.8% positive feedback. It seems some distressing was not accurately photographed, and for that I am sorry. Please accept a full refund and keep the jeans. Perhaps you can find someone who can get some use out of them, or maybe donate them to a shelter if you desire. Again, my apologies, and thanks for shopping with us. Now, for many of you, and for me sometimes, that's a little tough to write when you've just gotten this blasted feedback. But you go back to context. You don't know what this person's context was. Maybe they were having an awful day and they took it out on you. And they made a mountain out of a molehill. Don't know. Doesn't matter. So I sent that, and about 45 minutes later, I got a response back from this buyer. Thank you for the quick response and for the refund. By the way, the refund was $21.60. These jeans were on sale. I think they were normally $24, maybe. No, 20, 25. Maybe they were $26 and they were on sale for $21.60. My sale was 20% off this month. Thank you for the quick response and for the refund. And I did refund her in full. I just went to, she'd already started a return, and you can go into return and you can click, there's an option there. You can say refund and the buyer keeps the item. That's what I did. I wasn't about to ask her to ship these back because she's already steaming and whatever. So here's the rest of her message. I will be donating the jeans to either Goodwill or to a shelter in her hometown. Positive feedback left for you. And again, thank you. Positive feedback. She's giving me positive feedback on an item that was not what she wanted, and she's going to end up donating. Now, did she get the item for free? She did. She did. Could she be lying and scamming me? Of course. It's possible. I don't think so with her feedback. And she had like couple thousand feedback. It wasn't just a few. So, and she'd been on eBay for 10 years. So the moral of the story is, guys, even when the customer comes at you just 100 miles an hour, ready to just take you apart or just, rip you up one side and down the other, don't respond. Keep your cool. Apologize for whatever it is they think is wrong, and offer to make it right and go above and beyond. So basically, she got to keep the jeans. And you know what? She may even think, maybe they're not that bad. Maybe she'll keep them and wear them. Who knows? She got her money back. Yeah, it cost me $21.60. That's what it's going to cost me. Plus, whatever I pay for the jeans. But I don't know, guys. The cost of doing business. It's the cost of doing business. So what's the big deal here? I'm out $21.60. I'm out the jeans. I got a good feedback out of it. I didn't get a negative. A negative feedback, I would argue a negative feedback might cost you way more than $21. And here's why. You don't know who's going to see that feedback and decide not to buy from you. Not to buy from you. So every time you lose a sale from a negative feedback you got, that costs you money because you may not make that sale in the future to someone else. You just don't know. Or you might have made more sales if you had better feedback. So your feedback's important on eBay. Very important. And Leisure Picker said, yes, it will. So Tina says, and it's hard, though, not to take things personal, but I guess you have to. And yes, negative feedback is way worse. Yeah, because here's the thing, Tina. It's not really directed at you. And I know that seems bad because think about it. This person doesn't know you, but you just don't want to antagonize somebody any further. And she was already antagonized. She'd already pegged me as like a fraudulent seller. It sounded like, which, I pointed out to her gently that my feedback suggested I was not a fraudulent seller. Obviously, I've had a tremendous amount of positive feedback. I did apologize for not taking a better picture. Okay, fair enough. And I gave her a refund. What more could I really do? Could she have still given me negative feedback? Sure, she could. But, I err on the side of let me give them a chance to let me have a chance here to try to make it right for them. And I could have been the hard ass and said, send me the jeans back, and I'll give you your $21. That's for sure going to be, and that's for sure is going to be item not described. She took like 5 photos, by the way, and sent them. She even took a photo of the tag to prove to me that it was my pair, which I thought was interesting because I guess she's had sellers tell her before, that's not my item. And I looked at it to make sure that it was my item, and it was. So, you have to kind of put in perspective. And, I think I exceeded her expectations. Yeah, it cost me some money. It did. It was going to cost me something no matter what I did. So I just decided to let it cost me the money and take the chance on the feedback. I don't know. You can agree or disagree. Mike says, that's possible, but now negatives don't go against your defects, so it's not as important. That's true. They don't. They don't go against the defects, especially if you have a decent amount of transactions, which I do. But Tina has a great point. At the end of the day, I think you did the right thing. I think it's possible to do the right thing and be successful in business. I don't think those are mutually exclusive. You can do both. You don't have to be shady. You don't have to be trying to screw people over. You don't have to try to get every little dollar out of someone. You can do both. You can be moral and you can be successful. So I'm a believer in that. Art, tough to do, but very smart way to do it. Will pay off in the long run. Mike Martinez says, what happened? I came in late. Mike, long story short, a lady bought a pair of jeans for me and she was not happy at all. Not happy at all. So I apologized to her. I offered her and gave her a full refund. And I told her to maybe donate the jeans if she couldn't wear them and just didn't like them. And in return, she was very happy. She is going to donate them and she's going to give me positive feedback in return. So, it is what it is. But I suppose if it had been a larger item with a little more dollar amount attached to it and I could resell it, maybe you make the case then you want to get the item back. You got to weigh off in your own mind what's worth more here, the feedback or the item. And I don't know. I don't know what to tell you how to put a number on that, if there is a number. But she was correct in that I did not have a photo of the knee area of the jeans where there was some distressing that was not visible in the other photos. So technically she was right. The cuffs I did take a shot of. So, and it was distressing. It was not defects in the jeans. I mean, but it's okay. I'm not gonna get in this big argument with her. I've had enough arguments today. So anyway, a little bit of a way there to handle tough feedback, tough situations, and you got to take each one as it comes. It's not one size fits all. Last thing I want to talk about, the show again tonight. Don't forget that. But last thing I want to talk about was new directions. So I had a long talk last night. It was intended distress, Mike. It was meant to be there. You know what that looks like. You sell jeans too, I think. Anyway, what I have for a new direction is I have some. I had a long talk last night with my girlfriend about, listings and jeans and so on, and I've realized that I ran some numbers last night. I'm a numbers guy. I'm like, I need to see the numbers behind it to at least have an idea about what's going to happen and so on before I go off in a new direction. And I've made some decisions about that, and I'm going to be sharing these. I'm probably going to create a whole video around it, but the bottom line is I've decided to really go after jeans in a big way, even to the point that I might list every single listing I have on eBay is going to be jeans. Now, I have right now 2,450 listings available to me. I do not have 2,450 items listed, but I keep saying to myself, I'm letting money sit on the sidelines, and I'm not, it would be like having a store but not filling all the fixtures. So it's real estate that you're not getting any value out of. And I started thinking about, how can I get up to that many jeans? What are the logistics behind it? And we planned it. We planned it all out. We planned what it looked like, what it's going to look like in terms of space, in terms of sourcing. I've created a whole new schedule, which I'm going to hold up here. I don't know if you guys can see it. And it's kind of general. Sorry, it's got a little bit of glare on it. This schedule I keep along with some goals here. I keep this schedule with right beside me in a sheet protector. I find that having it there keeps me accountable, and also the goals on always kind of keep me what I'm working towards each month, just in general. They're just the general sales goals and listing goals. But I've planned out my week, and I have plans to basically fill out my listings on eBay with jeans. So 2,450 pair of jeans. I must be out of my mind. That's a lot of jeans. But I'm going to take a shot at it. I've got a plan that I think will work. It's probably going to take me maybe 6 months to get up to that total, maybe more. But once I do it, the math on it in terms of what I'll be selling and the income will be great. What does he say? Mike says, a good idea. I have that in my head space. I'm horrible writing lists, and I keep it up and keep up with. Yeah, me too, buddy. I am. And I've got Evernote, which syncs across, and it's great. Don't get me wrong. I use it every day for things. But man, I need something right here to keep me on track every day to where I don't have to go searching for it. So Tina says, that's a lot of jeans. LOL. Mike sold over 5,000 pair. I know, man. You are the man. Mike, we're going to get you on the show one night. So just so you know. All right. So you got to commit to that. Mike, you can commit to that? Let's see in the chat. Mike's committing to be on the show, to be on Revenue Wrap one week. He hasn't done it yet. Come on, Mike. I always forget there's a delay here from when you guys are seeing this probably. I hate looking at them sometimes. I know, brother. It's a grind. But yes, that's a lot of jeans. Yeah, it is. And it's a lot of not just jeans to buy. And we'll talk. Okay, good deal. It's not just a lot of jeans to buy, as Mike would attest. There's also the photographing and listing process. So I've got some ideas about how to really streamline that, and my girlfriend last night, she actually, she did a little test just kind of for not quite an hour, but it proved that, you know, when she's, you know, in the zone and listing, she can photograph. She doesn't list, she actually just photographs. She can photograph the way I do my photographs. She can photograph 12 pair an hour. And that includes checking over the jeans for defects and flaws and things like that. You got to do that too. You do it in the store, but quite honestly, you still are going to miss things in the store, as I'm sure Mike would tell you. Occasionally, you still get a pair home and you're like, missed that. So sometimes the lighting in the store stinks, so it's hard to see everything. But yes, that's our goal. And just to give you an idea, I'm not going to go into the actual numbers in all my personal financial business, but we actually will be able to work. We could work this business full time, just eBay, just selling jeans. When we get to that total, and actually before that, but when we get to that total, we will be able to provide enough income for our family if the two of us want to work it full time. And by the way, it's not quite, do I have my book here? It's not quite a full-time job. I have my little book that I write things down in every day, which is awesome, by the way, and you should definitely be doing it. It'll help you go back and refer to things. We figured out that to get this to list that many jeans and to sell that many jeans and ship and pack every week. And I'll go into more detail about this when I do the video, but basically it will take 74 man hours, call it 75 man hours a week. And that's with a little fudge factor built in, by the way, of 10%. We think we can do all that and we can keep up with it spending 74 man hours a week. So almost 2 full-time jobs. Now we're considering hiring someone for parts of that, and we may. We've got some ideas around that, but there's some logistical issues about, you know, hiring people or having contractors or whatever you're going to do, and that's always a concern. But we're going to go for it. And and by the way, I'm not going to be neglecting Amazon. Amazon still has a place on this daily list. And it will still, as a matter of fact, I'm finishing up an FBA shipment right now, but Amazon is still going to be getting built out as well. And I'm developing some other projects too, including a website. So it's not as if everything else is going to be at a standstill. I've, you know, created a schedule. So this is one of the things I'm talking with people coaching is, you know, just figure out what your goals are in general. Then figure out your tactics to get to them, and then come up with a specific strategy and schedule. I would write it down if I were you guys. Don't leave it to chance. Don't say, hey, I'm going to get up and work on my business today. Okay, that works for some people, but for a lot of people, that ends up being a whole lot of nothing. All of a sudden, you work for an hour, and then you take a half an hour and you go play Pokemon Go, or, you know, you're like, oh, I want to catch up on I want to binge a couple shows on Netflix, you know, whatever it is. All of a sudden, you know, you spend 8 hours and you've only worked 2. So think about coming up with a schedule. And I'm going to talk more about this schedule too. I just actually finished it last night, and I've had a couple schedules as of late, but I've been refining them because Amazon has been a new beast for me. So I've had to sort of refine some things. Originally, what I thought I was going to be able to source a week on Amazon, since I'm sourcing more expensive items, I can't, because I just don't quite have the capital to do it. I mean, I'm really starting to source some higher dollar items on Amazon, and they're selling. But, you know, there's always a lag time between when you source and send in and it sells and you get your money, and that can be a month by the time that all occurs. So anyway, so we're excited about that. I'll do more about that in a particular video. Let's see what the comments are here. Mike says he finds rips and stains occasionally. Yep, me too, buddy. I mean, it's just, I mean, you can look at them all you want, but you're still going to find those. Parrot Head Picker says, do you have a particular jean size that you love to find that seems to sell the quickest? P.S. Love your videos. Thank you, Parrot Head Picker. I like that. Thank you for that comment and that nice comment. A particular size, obviously the larger sizes in women's and men's do better. You know, it's still more, I think you go brand first before you go size. I mean, could you just go grab a 46 waist in men's and just any old jean and sell it? Sure. Yeah, Mike says he likes the bigger the better too. I like getting 18 plus in women. Yeah, especially in designer mall brands. Right. It's the brand and the size together. And then you look into other things like the fit, of course, is the condition, does it have anything special on it? People in the larger sizes, I think they struggle to find enough items in their size. So that's why those larger sizes sell better and for more money in general. But it's still, you got to find, good brands too. I mean, it's not just size. I mean, you can sell it, but you're not going to make quite as much money on it. I mean, who wants to go on there and buy, getting an American Eagle jegging 18 long will sell itself. Yeah. What is it with American Eagle jeggings? Man, those things are awesome. I never find them that big though, Mike, honestly, but if you have good, man, more power to you. I just can't find them that big. Stay away from distresses. Yes, I will, Jim. Thank you. That was good advice you gave me, and I do appreciate it. If you didn't catch it at the beginning of the show, you'll see why. What else? Oh, Mike was asking, how many pictures do you figure you can take per hour? I wrote that down just to be clear with what I wrote. Or how many can you list per hour? Mike wrote. I'm sorry, not pictures. We figured to list per hour, and I know I can do this because I've done it, is 12 per hour, because my template is very short. And the way we do the photos, she shares a photo album with me, Mike, and anyone else listening. And I pull it up on my iPad, and I actually drop them into the listing right from the iPad, and I actually pull the photos up on my phone too, the shared album, and save them. That way I can look at them on the phone and list on the iPad, because if you've ever listed on an iPad, you know that if you're in the eBay listing, you have to go out of that to go to the photos to see them. So if you need to see something on one of the photos to put in like your specifics of your listing, you have to actually go out of the app, go to the photo, then go back in the app. That's kind of inefficient. It's better, I think, if you can have the photos up on your phone, your listing on your iPad or your mobile app, in my case. And then when I get down to the photos, I hit, put in the photos. Those are on my iPad. Hit list, hit continue, save the app, save the listing, submit it, and now it's done. So that's how I do it. Let's see. Parrot Head says, I sell a lot of higher end men's dress shirts and been wanting to get in the jeans game. As with shirts, XL and large do well. So I was curious, 40s plus in jeans would be good. Yeah. And there's good brands, Parrot Head, that just sell for a lot, period. And you don't necessarily have to get it. I mean, it depends on what you say is a lot, what your opinion of that, or what you think is a lot might not be the same as what I think is a lot. But, there's certain higher end brands that if you find them, they're going to sell for decent money no matter what, as long as you can get them cheap enough. But your bread and butter, I said this saying today, guys, and I said it kind of off the cuff when I was talking to Karin, and I said, you know what? And Mike, I don't know if you agree with this or not. You're a jean seller too. Maybe you do it differently, but when I'm staring at a rack of jeans, 300, 500 pair of jeans and a few racks in the store, I'm not looking to find home runs. I'm looking to hit a heck of a lot of base hits. So there's a baseball analogy for you. And what I mean by that is, can I find the diesels and, True Religions occasionally that are going to sell for 30, 40, 50, 60 bucks sometimes? Sure. And I do occasionally, but they're few and far between. But man, there's tons of other jeans that you can find that you're just going to make, $10, sometimes $15 net profit on. And if you can pick them up cheap enough, I do it. And the fact that I'm going to go after 2,400 listings, I'm going to have bread and butter. I mean, you can't find all high-end stuff and list that many jeans that are used. It just aren't there. So obviously a lot of them are going to be bread and butter. And what I'm going to lose in absolute dollar amount on the higher end brands, I make up for in volume. So that's my goal. Do you mind sharing your store name? I do mind Purple Lily, so I will not be sharing that. Sorry. Too many stories of YouTubers who do that, and people go and actively try to sabotage their stores. And I have more than one as well. But Pittsburgh says, damn right. I don't know what he said damn right to, but okay. Bread and butter all day, but gladly take that home run. Yes, Parrot Head, that's exactly right. If you stumble upon it, great. If you stumble upon it, awesome. But man, you can just pick up jeans you're going to net 10, 15, even 20 bucks on all day long if you just look. I'll walk out with 20 to 30 base hits with a grand slam mixed in like a rock revival missed me. Yep, agree there. Got to take those small profit pairs to keep the business going. Yep, and Pittsburgh, Mike, that's exactly what most of you guys need to be doing, no matter whether you sell jeans or not. I mean, how many items are you going to go find that you buy for 20 bucks and can sell for 200? You know, it happens. Like I had a projector just the other day that I picked up at a yard sale a few weeks ago for $20, brand new video projector. It was a few years old, but it was new. It was in the package. I didn't even see a listing for it on Amazon, and it sold for $305. I was as shocked as anybody, but knew they go for about $700. But this was an older one, so who knew? Guess how many of those I found? One. Guess how many I'm likely to find in the next 2 years? Probably one. You know, so that is by far, you know, the aberration. And yeah, it would take me many pairs of jeans to equal that amount of profit that I made on that projector, but I can find a lot of pair of jeans. They're out there. I have 22 Goodwills that are within 45 minutes of me. Just Goodwills. So I have no shortage of supply, you know, and they're all, you know, they're all different, you know, good and bad, whatever. Sure, I understand. Thank you for answering the question. Yeah, that's the reason, Purple Lily. So not to be evasive, but it's just not worth it to me to pass out that kind of info anymore. Okay, so anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. Tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we will have Miss Collier on, and come check it out. She's going to be answering questions. I've got a list of questions for her that I always give to my guests first. But you know what makes the channel great and what makes the interview great is when you guys bring the questions. So come talk to Margaret tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern. Texas Gal Treasures. She's awesome. She's really cool. And we're going to have a great show tonight. So it's a live event. It's scheduled. You should see it. I had it for Ronnie, but I changed the name to Margaret. There's also a link in there to her channel. So go check out her channel. She's got a pretty big following over there and lots of videos and lots of stuff you can learn from. Couple last questions. What do you like to be with your return on investment after fees? Just curious if you don't mind sharing. Well, with jeans, I'm looking for a return investment of about 200%. You know, I'm looking to spend around $5 and something and make 10 something, which to do that, you got to have about a $25 price point if you're going to offer free shipping and you're top rated seller and get discounts and so on. So that's kind of what I'm looking to be at. Obviously, I go lower than that when I have to move jeans like I have this summer when when eBay slowed down a good bit, you know, for the summer slowdown. But, you know, I would say you would never want, and Mike might have a different opinion, but you would never want to accept less than 100% return on investment. You know, if you're going to spend $5, you need to net. And when I say return on investment, I mean net $5 after all fees and shipping and all that good stuff. By the way, the 12 listings an hour picture already taken is about what I average. Yeah, good goal to aim for. I think so too, Mike. It's 5 minutes an item. I think I can get it down and go a little faster, maybe 15, but you don't want to make mistakes either. You know, and it's easy to make mistakes after you've looked at 30, 40 pair of jeans. They all start looking the same. Who will be on? I'm not sure. I know her. Margaret Collier. She is Texas Gal Treasures. If you look at my live events, there's a link to her channel. Go check her out. She's a big seller online, and she's got a tremendous following and a lot of videos on a lot of different subjects. Oh yeah, wait, I know her. Okay, never mind, Tina. Purple Lily. Hopefully sales will pick up for back to school. Yes, they should for clothing, Purple Lily. Don't despair. Back to school, tax-free weekends, all these sorts of things are right around the corner. We've got just 2 or 3 weeks to go, and it's going to be a whole nother story. All right. All right, guys. So that's going to do it for this vlog. Thank you so much. We had about 18 viewers just in this vlog in the middle of the day. You guys need to get back to work. I don't know what you're doing here hanging out watching videos. Just kidding. But in all seriousness, tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we'll see you on the Revenue Wrap, and we'll be there with Margaret. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday. It's the start of the week, so knock it out of the park. Get those base hits. You'll know what that means if you were watching earlier. And as always, guys, glad to see you, and thanks for all the comments, and I'll talk to you all real soon.